So you started this year with so much energy and so much passion. You were ready to do all the things that you wanted to do, achieve all the goals that you wanted to achieve, and then somewhere along the line you realized that your energy was coming down. Now this is common, especially in this period of the year where we're getting to the last part or the last month of the year, and everyone is just thinking, maybe I should just chill off a little bit and start the year afresh with this goal again. But it doesn't have to be that. There is still time for you to achieve the things that you want to achieve, or at least start achieving the things that you would like to achieve. So if you're in this position, then this video is for you. I want you to stick around, get a glass of your favorite drink, and let's get into today's video. Also remember to share with your friends and your family. Today our topic for this video is how to refocus your goals even if you feel like you have lost motivation. How to refocus your goal even if you feel like you have lost your motivation or your passion. Now before we get into this video, a little backstory of what happened to me in September. For some reason I just felt like I didn't feel like doing anything, and I'm going to be using content creation as an example, as a focus here. So I was busy with every other aspect of me. I was good with my job, I was good with every other thing except creating content on YouTube. In short, creating content generally everywhere. It just felt like I was doing too much, or I didn't have the energy to do what I wanted to do. I would try to plan. I would sit down, get out my calendar, get out my idea notes and say, okay, yes, we are planning for content that we need to create. And I just wouldn't be able to get to it. Now, at first, I blamed it on summer because I had a very beautifully hectic summer. And so I blamed it on summer and said maybe that is why. But now we're in September and I'm still struggling to create content. What could be the reason? And then I did these things that I'm going to share with you. So I'm bringing to you tips and tricks that I have tried and I see that they work, because here we are again on YouTube. And I'm very sure that it is going to help you to regain your focus and get back to working on the goals that you have set for yourself. So here's how I got unstuck. Number one, you need to acknowledge that you are in the fix. You need to acknowledge the slump that you are in. You need to tell yourself and say, yes, this is where we are at. Recognize where you are. Recognize the place or the position that you have found yourself. Do not hide from it. Do not try to sweet talk it, because that's what I did for a long time. For a long time, I would tell myself it's because of the summer. It's because my brother was with me. It's because I had to do this. It's because I had to do that. And it took me a while to acknowledge that I was just in a fix. I was in a slump. I shared in one of my last videos, my previous video, that one of the things that I love about us as humans is that we are not afraid of being self-aware. Like, we're very aware of ourselves. And so even when, for example, with me now, I'm telling you that I knew that I was lying to myself, saying I was blaming it on all other things apart from what it actually was. So we are self-aware. You know when you're in the fix, you know when you're in the slump, but we don't like to acknowledge that that is where we are. You need to acknowledge that that is where you are so that you can start to work yourself out of it. The beginning of fixing a problem is usually acknowledging that this is a problem that needs to be fixed. You can't fix something that doesn't need fixing. You can't fix a problem if you don't even tell yourself that it is a problem that needs to be fixed. And this is the reason why the first thing you need to do is to acknowledge that this is a fix that you need to get out of. Acknowledging that you are in a fix, or even finding yourself there, doesn't mean that you are lazy. But it just means that in this particular thing, there are certain other characteristics or other factors that are playing into the fact that I am feeling this way and I don't feel like doing this thing. Was I lazy? No. I said earlier that I was good with every other aspect of me. I was good with my work, my career. I was good with writing. I was good with church. I was good with every other thing, family, friends, except this one. So it tells you that it's not laziness, but it's just something else. Number two, I asked myself the difficult question, and you definitely need to do this. You may need to ask yourself the difficult question of, how did we get here? Why are we here? Because a lot of times when you find yourself in a place, you didn't just jump into this place. You didn't just happen to be there. There were steps, there were actions that you took, or actions that you were supposed to take and you did not take, that has now landed you in this place that you're in. So ask yourself the question, how did we get here? Why are we here? And reflect on it a little bit, because now we are trying to get back our focus. It means that there was a time when there was focus on this thing. There was a time where I was so good with creating my content. I was excited about scripting and excited about sitting down and setting the video camera and everything that I needed to do to create content. So what you want to do is reflect back on when things were working. What was I doing then? How was I able to put on my big girl pants and do what I needed to do? You need to ask yourself these difficult questions. And I say difficult because sometimes you don't want to even realize the questions that you need to ask because you know the answer, and the answer is going to be you calling yourself out. Sometimes you need to do that. Sometimes you need to call yourself out, and this is a season or period or time that you definitely need to do that for you. So you want to check and reflect on these things because you want to identify at what point did this thing change? At what point did I change the trajectory of where I am? What action did I take? What action was I supposed to take that I didn't take? What have you done differently, and how has it changed the trajectory that you're now in? Sometimes it's just one action that dampens your spirit. Sometimes it's just one tiny thing that you did that just changes the course of everything for you. But in reflecting and asking yourself the difficult question, you're able to identify what that thing is, however big or small it is or was. And for me, immediately I acknowledged the problem. It was easy for me to identify it. I set an unrealistic goal that I don't know the magic that I was planning to pull to get this. And anytime I thought about this goal that I had set for myself as regards to creating the content, it just felt like I'm deceiving myself. And I've said it in so many videos. I'm going to have one linked in this video where I say that one of the things that stops us from achieving our goal is that our goal is unrealistic. Now imagine me telling myself that I'm going to create content and have 3 videos up every week. Now, for some people, that is very easy for them to do. But for me, in this time and in this phase of my life, it is not easy. It's not even doable for me. So anytime I thought about how was I going to do this, I just felt like, oh my, this is such a waste of time. And that really affected me. Now, having 3 content every week is not bad. But when you're looking at it in long form content, then that is the problem. Because that means that I have to sit down and create content so many times. Number 3, you're going to reprioritize. So when I realized that my problem was the goal that I had set, the unrealistic goal that I had set for myself, all I had to do was sit down and to re-strategize on this goal, rework this goal. What can we do now that we can still be consistent with? So I needed to identify what was important to me and then prioritize that. So what was important to me was that I at least have a video up, a sit-down video up. So that brings it down to having 2 videos, right? A sit-down video and then a vlog. And I'm like, yeah, that I can work with. So you want to ask yourself the important question of what really is important to you as regards to this goal. What's the thing that is really important? Is it the number of times you do it, or is it that you get it done every week? Is it that you get it done consistently? So you want to think, what steps do I need to take, and do I really need to take this? What matters the most in this moment? Now that is what you need to focus on. That is what you want to sit down and work with till the end of the year. Number 4, very important, do not give up. Now, in all of these things that I have said, there is no part where I've told you like we're changing the goal, we're starting afresh or anything. Do not give up. As tempting as it may seem, especially in this season where you are tired, you are fatigued, and it just feels like the best thing for you to do is to give up, I promise you the best thing for you to do is not to give up. Why? Because you will be telling yourself that giving up is an option. And so when you get to a situation where you are facing a slump about a goal or something that you want to work on, giving up becomes an option. And giving up is not an option because it stops you from getting to where you want to get to. It stops you from winning the goals you want to win, achieving the goals you want to achieve, and living the life that you want to live ultimately, because your goals leads up to the life that you want to live. So if you give up, you get used to giving up, and that becomes an option or an answer to when you have problems that you can think of. Do not give up. Do not let yourself fall into the temptation of giving up. Try all of these steps. Ask yourself the question, acknowledge the problem, prioritize again, and identify what is really important about this goal. So like I said, for me, what was important was at least having a video of a sit-down video up on YouTube every week. And with that, I'm able to work with it. Now, another thing that you then want to keep at the back of your mind is that you would be intentional about creating time to work on this thing. However hectic it is, I think that as adults, we think we can get away with a lot of things easier. Because when you were in school, there were subjects that you didn't like when you were in secondary school, when you were in primary school. Did it stop you from attending those classes? No, you would still go to the class even if you were not going to pay attention to it. That's the way we need to live our life right now. That's the notion that we need to have at the back of our mind every time we are facing difficult things. If I couldn't get out of science class in secondary school, why do I think that I should get out of this goal that I want to achieve now? at least science class, I was forced to attend to it. So these are the things that would help you to again get back your focus on doing the things that you've gotten out of, the things that you have lost your focus on. So with these tips that I have shared, I promise you that you're going to be able to regain your focus and work towards your goals again, even if you don't feel like it, even if you have lost your motivation. I would like to see in the comment section which of these tips you're going to start with, or if there is a particular goal that you want to start tackling with these tips, please let me know in the comment section. I love to see it. Thank you so much for watching this video. Do not forget to give it a thumbs up, share with as many people as you can, and I'll see you guys in the next one. If you would like to get an amazing planner that will help you to stick to focusing on your goals, I have one right in the description bar available for you to get, and you can get it with 30% off today. So head to the description bar and get this. See you guys in the next video. Till next time, bye.